Howdy howdy, my name is Lily from Makecraft Game and you're listening to Reading Rulebooks. Today we are going to be reading the rulebook for Billet Heart, a shoot-'em-up puzzle action game. So let's just get into it. Overview. In this tense, fast-paced puzzle game, 1 to 4 players take on the role of heroines who settle their disputes with each other through excessive firepower. Use your actions to form patterns, clear your sight, and assault the opponent. Keep up dealing with the curtain of bullets coming at you each round, and be the last heroine standing to win. Designers forward. What started as a simple wish is now a fully fledged game. When I look back on the years of development and 20+ iterations, I am reminded that making a game is quite the effort. It requires time, dedication, but mostly lots of people. The game, well, rulebook, you're holding in your hands is the result of all the people listed on the first page. And then some. Artists, graphic designers, playtesters, fans, the press team, my coworkers, my boss. These people and many more are the real reason this game exists. I just came up with some concepts I thought were cool. Billet Heart, the concept, is the product of my love for bullet hell games, specifically cute-em-ups. They play fast, are pretty to look at, and the amount of lore and characters are staggering. I don't attest to be very good at any of the source material. Honestly, I don't even think I'm very good at Billet Heart, but I enjoy them nonetheless. Through this project, I have been able to help create not just a game, but a universe of characters. I guess that was the part I really enjoyed. The not game part. That's what 28 versions of development will do, I suppose. Billet Heart, the game, tries to deliver an experience that respects your time and allows you to play again right away, so you don't worry about things like winning or losing. The modes are simple extensions of the basic system, so you don't have to relearn a million things. In the case of boss mode, we made it as cool as possible, so that learning how it works is worth the effort. Even the heroines are the result of years of development, both with lore and mechanics. They will hopefully give a level of investment in the game you might not expect, and it's not the last time you'll be seeing them. People say that games are supposed to be fun, so I hope that this is that. Have fun, whatever that means to you, with this game preferably. Joshua Van Laningham, Billet Heart lead designer. Components: 8 heroine boards, 4 sight boards, 8 action boards. Boss forms on backs. 79 pattern cards, 4 reference cards, 37 boss pattern cards, 1 intensity track, 4 AP markers and 1 intensity marker, 5 shield markers, 2 crosshair markers, 1 Mario marker, 12 team action tiles, 4 sets of 3, 27 power-up tiles, 3 of each, 4 current bags, 1 center bag, 140 bullets within 5 colors. Heroines. Each girl is the heroine of their own story, each with something to prove. Concepts of right and wrong don't matter. Nothing matters except winning, with as much force as possible. Each heroine has their own unique board that changes how they play the game. Each heroine consists of a heroine board and their action board, along with a sight in the center. Heroines have the following attributes. 1. Heroine info. Subtitle and name of the heroine, along with flavor text from the heroine. 2. Difficulty. How easy the heroine is to play. Heroines with the heart icon are easy, and the star icon are hard. 3. Sight. The grid where bullets are placed. 4. Hitbox. The area below sight that shows when you are hit. Bullets that move out of your sight go here, then go to your life immediately. 5. Life. The amount of life you currently have. When you take damage, these will be covered with bullets. 6. Unique ability, or UA. Each heroine has a unique ability that affects how they play the game. Some abilities can give you extra cards or markers to use, while others could affect sections of your board. 7. Incoming area. Stores bullets sent to you by another heroine. These will be placed in your current next round. 8. Current area. Hold your current bag, which contains the bullets you must draw on the current round. 9. Actions. The different actions your heroine can perform on their round by spending the action points, AP, listed on the top left. 10. Star actions. Actions with a star instead of an AP cost. These effects occur when stars are cleared. 11. Power-up slots. These are used to place power-ups in when gained. 12. Action Point Track. Tracks your current AP. You may never have more AP than your maximum. Bullets. Bullets represent a heroine's will in physical form. What better way to get your point across than to literally drive it home? Each bullet has the following attributes. Color indicates which column of your sight it is placed in when drawn. Number indicates how many spaces down in a column it is placed when drawn from current. On effect text, a number is indicated with quotes. Example, clear a 3 bullet. Star. Some bullets have stars, which allow you to perform additional effects when cleared. Patterns. Patterns represent the complex web a heroine's will can create. Build up your willpower and unleash powerful attacks to overwhelm your opponents. Patterns allow heroines to clear bullets and send them at other heroines. A pattern is comprised of the following. Name, the name of the pattern. Pattern grid, the requirement needed to use the pattern, and which bullets are removed when the pattern is used. Quote, a quote about the pattern by the owner. Power-ups. Power-ups give heroines a temporary boost. Each power-up has an effect. All power-ups are one use and are discarded when used. Intensity. In a heated firefight, bullets are always coming at you from all angles. The intensity track denotes how many bullets each heroine will draw at the end of their round, in addition to the ones in their incoming. Center and current bags. The center is a bag that holds the general supply of bullets. This is also where intensity is drawn from at the end of each round. Each heroine's current bag holds the bullets they must survive each round. This is where bullets from intensity go at the end of each round. Setup. 1. Each player chooses a heroine and their corresponding action board, and places a sight between them to form their board. 2. Take an AP marker and place it on the highest space of your AP track. 3. Take all patterns associated with your heroine and shuffle them to form a face-down deck. Then draw patterns equal to your hand size, normally 3, and put them face up in front of you, below your board. These face-up patterns in front of you form your hand. 4. Perform any additional setup your heroine may have as a part of their unique ability. 5. Put all bullets into the center and shuffle it. Then draw 10 bullets from the center into each heroine's current. Place each heroine's current in the current area above their sight. 6. Place the intensity marker on the leftmost space of the intensity track. 7. Shuffle the power-up deck and place it in the middle of the table, face down. Draw power-ups from the deck equal to the number of heroines and place them face up below the deck, where everyone can reach them. 8. Set a timer for 3 minutes. If this is your first game, we recommend not using the timer. You can find music timers themed for each heroine at www.level99games.com/bullet. Once all these steps are complete, start the timer and begin the game. Interacting with the center or current. Whenever anything tells you to interact with the center or current, always make sure to shuffle it before and after you interact with it. Gameplay. Turns are simultaneous, with each heroine performing the option phase, then end phase, at their own pace. A heroine cannot enter the end phase until their current bag is empty. Once all heroines have performed both of these phases, a cleanup phase occurs, then a new round begins. Send as many bullets as possible each round to damage your opponents and survive their attacks. Be the last heroine standing to win. Option phase. During this phase, you will place bullets into your sight, use actions to manipulate these bullets, and use your patterns to get rid of them and send them to your opponents. You may use the options place bullets, use actions, use patterns, or use power-ups in any order as many times as you are able. Place bullets. To place a bullet, take a bullet from your current without looking at it, then flip it face up. Then find the column that matches its color and place it a number of spaces down that column equal to the number on that bullet. Skip over and don't count any spaces that already contain bullets. Example. A green bullet is drawn, then placed 3 spaces down in the green column. The same bullet skips over the space with another bullet, coming to place it in the third open space. If a bullet would be placed in your hitbox, that bullet hits you immediately. Place the bullet that hit you onto your leftmost empty life to indicate you lost a life. If you would lose your last life, then proceed to the endgame section. It's important to keep in mind when choosing to place bullets that the highest numbered bullet is a 4. So most heroines are only at risk of being hit when they have at least 3 bullets in any column. Example, a green 4 bullet is drawn. Its placement puts it out of the heroine's sight. The bullet is placed into the leftmost open life slot, hitting the heroine. Use actions. To use an action, spend the AP on your tracker, then perform the effect listed on the actions section of your board. You cannot use an action if you don't have enough AP to pay for it. Example, a sphere spends 2 AP to move her pink 2 bullet up 1 space. Multiple instances of the same action can be chained. For example, Ling Ling can spend 3 AP to add +3 to the total of her next pattern. Example, a sphere spends 2 AP to move a bullet 2 spaces to the right. Moving bullets. Many actions allow you to move bullets. Movement can never wrap around the board. You cannot move a bullet into a space containing another bullet. But you can chain movement actions, mentioned previously, to move past a space containing another bullet. You cannot move a bullet into your hitbox and hit yourself, nor can they be moved off the top or sides of the board. You can attempt to move off the board and fail for a movement if you'd like. Note that placing a bullet is not a movement effect. Move versus place versus put. Move, moving a bullet in your sight. Place, placing a bullet into your sight following place bullet rules. Put, putting something from one area to another. On effects. Effects only affect you unless otherwise stated. For example, an effect that said, place a bullet from the center would place the bullet in your sight. An effect that said, move a bullet down 1 space would only affect bullets in your sight. Effects also only last until the end of your round, unless otherwise stated. If an effect stated, gain an AP the next time you use a pattern, you wouldn't gain an AP if the next pattern you used was on a future round. If you can't complete part of an effect, the entire effect fails. For example, if an effect said, discard a pattern to draw a pattern, and you did not have a pattern to discard, then you could not draw a pattern. If another effect said, move a bullet 4 spaces up, and it was in the second row, it wouldn't move. Use patterns. To use a pattern in your hand, the requirements on the pattern's grid must exactly match an arrangement in your sight. No mirroring or rotating allowed. Clear spaces, marked with the clear icon, are not considered requirements. If it matches, clear all bullets on the clear spaces in the pattern by placing them face down into the incoming area of the heroine to your left. As clear spaces aren't requirements, you do not have to have any bullets in the clear spaces of the pattern. Once a pattern has been used, it is discarded. Example, looking at a sphere's shooting star pattern, which contains a yellow bullet at the top, a bullet fired directly beneath it, and 3 clear spaces beneath those in a straight line, the requirement on the left matches the pattern and would clear the 2 and 3 green bullets in the clear spaces indicated by the pattern. As there is no bullet in the bottommost space, nothing would be cleared here. The arrangement on the right in this example, which does not have a bullet in the required second space, does not meet the requirements and the pattern cannot be used. Star bullets. Whenever you clear bullets, through any means, and you clear a bullet with a star, perform additional effects shown on every action with a star in the corner for each bullet with a star cleared. All heroines have an action that gives them 1 AP when a star is cleared, but some may have additional star effects. If a heroine has multiple star effects, they all trigger each time a star is cleared in any order. Pattern arrangement requirements. Pattern grids can consist of a variety of different requirements. Unless otherwise stated, everything on a pattern is a requirement beside clear spaces. Here is a list of different requirements. Bullets. Bullets are the most common thing arranged to make a pattern. A pattern showing a solid circle with no symbol in the center requires any bullet. A pattern that has an equal sign within the bullet circle requires the same number value on those bullets. A pattern with a colored bullet can use any bullet with that color as a requirement. Empty space. A dotted line circle indicates that this space must have nothing in it. This includes bullets, markers, or any other components. Spaces with this and another icon must only have that requirement in that space and nothing else. Other requirements. Other things, such as a heroine's unique components, may also be requirements. For example, Senka uses crosshairs within her patterns. Note that spaces with nothing in them are just used to indicate distance for other requirements. These blank spaces do not have any inherent requirement. For the Kane M3 pattern, which is one of Senka's patterns, the two spaces between the crosshair and the clears show that the crosshair must be on the leftmost space and the clears must be on the rightmost space. The spaces in between can have anything in them, and the pattern is still usable. You can use your reference card to keep track of different basic requirements during gameplay. Markers. Some heroines have additional components in the form of markers. See a heroine's unique ability for more information on how any given marker works. Use power-ups. At the end of each round, you'll gain a power-up you can use on future rounds. To use a power-up, simply use the effect on the power-up, then discard it in the power-up discard. End phase. If the timer runs out and a heroine hasn't finished the options phase, the only option they are allowed to take is place bullets. After they have placed all bullets in their current, they proceed to the end phase. During this phase, perform the following steps. 1. Take a face-up power-up from the middle of the table, then place it on an empty slot on your action board. If you are out of blank slots, you may discard one on your board to gain the new one, or discard the power-up you would have gained. 2. Draw new patterns up to your hand size, normally 3. If you would ever need to draw a pattern and have none in your deck, shuffle your discard pile to make a new deck and continue drawing. If you have more in your hand size, discard down to your hand size. 3. Draw bullets from the center without looking at them, equal to the number on the intensity track that the marker is on, and put them into your current to be drawn next round. An empty center. If the center ever runs out of bullets, all heroines are too exhausted to continue and the game ends in a tie. Try catching your breath and starting a new game. Cleanup phase. Once all heroines have finished their end phases, 1. Draw new power-ups to the middle of the table until there are power-ups equal to the number of heroines. If you run out of power-ups, shuffle the power-up discard to form a new deck. 2. Increase the intensity by 1, +1 for each heroine that lost this turn. 3. Take all bullets in your incoming and put them in your current. 4. Set your AP to its highest number. After this, start another 3-minute timer if using a timer, and a new round begins. Game end. When there is one heroine left in the game, that heroine wins if they can finish their round without losing. When you would lose your last life, keep all remaining bullets in your sight, life, current, and incoming until other heroines finish the end phase. Then, if there are still heroines with life left, you, and others with no life, have now lost. Place all bullets on your board and in your current into the center. Then return all bullets in the incoming of the heroine to your left to the center, placing all bullets in your incoming into the incoming of the heroine to your left. On future rounds, the heroine to your right will now place cleared bullets to the new heroine on their left. If all end phases end and all remaining heroines would lose, the heroine with the least bullets in their current wins. If this number is a tie, proceed to sudden death. Sudden death. All tied heroines do the following. Place their incoming into their current. Both heroines take the place bullets options simultaneously. They may do no other options, like using actions or power-ups. Unique abilities also stop working. If a heroine runs out of bullets in their current, they place a bullet from the center instead. The first heroine that gets hit loses. If all heroines would get hit at the same time, the game is a tie. Additional modes. Bullet can be played in various other ways, with each mode providing a different experience. Free-for-all, 2 to 4 players, the mode you just learned. For a calmer experience, you can remove the timer. Teams, 4 players. Form a team of 2 and combine your power to fight against the other team. Score attack, 1 player. See how many rounds you can last on your own. Recommended for learning new heroines. Boss battle, 1 to 4 players. Join forces with up to 3 other heroines and take on the powerful boss version of another heroine. Teams. Team mode plays like free-for-all, with a few differences. 1. Players form teams of 2, sitting next to each other and across from another team. 2. No timer is used in this mode. 3. Power-ups are not used in this mode. 4. During setup, each player takes a set of 3 team actions and places them in their power-up slots. These have AP cost and can be used by either heroine at any time during the options phase. Team actions are permanent and are not discarded when used. The team actions. Have your teammate draw a pattern from the top of their deck. You can send bullets in your sight to your teammate using normal placement rules. Have your teammate move a bullet in any direction. 5. A team has shared health. A team loses when both heroines have lost all their health. A single heroine doesn't lose if their lives are all gone. When you would be hit, the damage can go to either heroine's life. When you clear bullets, they are passed to the heroine directly across from you instead of the heroine to your left. Score attack. Score attack plays like free-for-all with a few differences. 1. No timer is used in this mode. 2. Power-ups are not used in this mode. 3. Bullets cleared go to intensity. 4. The intensity for the round is increased by 1 for each bullet on the intensity track. The intensity marker does not increase by this amount. After drawing bullets for intensity, put the bullets on the intensity track back into the center. 6. When you lose, your score is equal to the number of rounds you survived. Example, the intensity is currently 8 with 4 bullets cleared. This brings the intensity to 12 this round. Boss battle. Bosses are formed by flipping over a heroine board and their action board to form their boss. Bosses have the following attributes. 1. Boss info, subtitle, and the name of the boss, along with flavor text from the boss. 2. Unique ability. Each boss has a unique ability that affects how they play or affects heroines directly. Read the unique ability section on the board for more information on how each boss's unique ability works. 3. Shield slots. These are covered by shields. They increase intensity and perform effects when revealed. 4. Shields. Destroy all shields to defeat the boss and win. Shields also cover shield slots on the boss's board. 5. Pattern areas. Each boss has a deck of patterns, at least one of which will be active every round. 6. Incoming bullets, where bullets cleared by heroines are sent. 7. Shield breakpoints. Number of bullets needed to break a shield based on the number of remaining heroines at the start of the heroine round. Boss patterns. Boss patterns can trigger an effect at the end of the heroine's round. Boss patterns have the following attributes. 1. Name, the name of the pattern. 2. Quote, a quote about the pattern, usually by the owner. 3. Pattern, the requirements heroines must have in their sight to not suffer the effect on the card. 4. Effect, an effect heroines must follow at the end of their next round if their sight does not contain the pattern on the card. Setup, no timer is used in this mode. Power-ups are not used in this mode. 1. Each player chooses a heroine board. 2. Take an AP marker and place it on the highest space of your AP track. 3. Take all patterns associated with your heroine and shuffle them. Then draw 3 and put them face down in front of you under your board. 4. Perform any additional setup your heroine may have as part of their unique ability. 5. Put all bullets into the center and shuffle it. Then draw 10 bullets from the center into each heroine's current. Place each heroine's current in the current space above their board. 6. Each player takes a set of 3 team actions and places them in their power-up slots. These have AP costs and can be used by heroines at any time during the options phase. These actions are permanent and not discarded when used. Team actions are not used solo. Once heroines are set up the boss. Choose the boss side of any heroine not being used and place it in the middle of the table. 8. Shuffle that boss pattern and put the deck face down in their pattern deck area. Reveal the top pattern of the deck and place it in the active pattern area. 9. Place shields on every shield slot on the boss besides the topmost slot. 10. Perform any additional setup the boss's unique ability might have. Gameplay. Heroine and boss rounds are separate, with the heroines taking a round first simultaneously, then the boss taking theirs until either all heroines have lost their lives or the boss has lost all their shields. Heroine round. Heroines then take their round, as in free-for-all, performing their options and end cleanup phases. During the end phase, do not perform step 3, drawing from intensity. During the cleanup phase, do not perform step 2, increase intensity. When a pattern or any effect clears bullets, put them in the boss's incoming face up. Heroines will check damage dealt at the end of the round to see if they removed any shields. Boss rounds. When all heroines have completed their end and cleanup phases, the boss round begins. They will activate their pattern, check if a shield is broken, heroines will draw intensity, then the boss will reveal a new active pattern. 1. The boss performs the effect on their active pattern card to each heroine who did not complete the pattern in their sight. No rotating or mirroring. If the boss has multiple patterns active, their effects resolve in any order the player chooses. 2. Total the amount of bullets heroines sent to the boss. The amount needed to break a boss's shield depends on the number of remaining heroines at the start of the last heroine round. This breakpoint is indicated above each shield slot, with the leftmost number being for one heroine remaining, then going up per additional heroine in the game. Heroines must always clear the boss's topmost shield. If the total meets the amount needed, then a shield is broken. Remove that shield from the boss. If any remaining bullets would meet the amount needed for another shield, continue breaking topmost shields until the bullets left cannot break a shield. If any shields were broken, put all bullets in the boss's incoming to the center. If there are not enough bullets to break a shield, the bullets remain in the boss's incoming and carry over to the next heroine round. Then, perform all effects on newly broken shield slots in the order they were revealed. On boss effects. When a boss effect mentions you, they are referring to you, the heroine. When a boss refers to themselves, they will use their heroine's first name. Whenever a boss effect would affect a heroine, it is considered the boss doing the effect, not the heroine. Example. These examples assume a solo game. If 6 bullets are sent, this is enough to break the first shield of a boss. If only 4 bullets were sent, that doesn't break a shield and they remain in the boss's incoming area. If 10 bullets were sent, this is enough to break the boss's first 2 shields. 3. Each heroine puts a number of bullets from the center to their current equal to the intensity number listed on the bottommost revealed shield slot. 4. Finally, they draw a card from their pattern deck and put it face up in their active pattern area, covering and deactivating the active one from the last round. If they cannot draw a pattern, they shuffle their patterns to form a new deck first. Play continues with the heroines taking their turns, then the boss taking a turn until the game ends. Game end. Losing. If a heroine ever has no life, they lose immediately. When a heroine loses, they put all bullets in their sight, board, life, and current back into the center. They also remove their boards from the game. From the next round on, the amount needed to break a shield is designated by the number of remaining heroines. If all heroines have lost, then the boss wins. Winning. If the boss ever has no shields, the heroines win at the end of the round, after heroine lost is checked. Frequently asked questions. What happens if I would get past the end of the intensity track? In the unlikely event that happens, you keep going. The intensity track is meant to go on forever. For aldehyde, can face-down bullets be equal to each other for pattern requirements? No, these bullets have no number value. The value is not 0. For Ling Ling, what is outside and inside of a pattern? Inside is any requirements arranged to form the pattern and any bullets in plus spaces. Outside is any bullet not arranged to form the pattern. For aldehyde versus the Yakuza, are my face-down bullets affected by her unique ability? Yes, your face-down bullets are colors even when cleared, so they will always be affected by her unique ability. For Rai versus Fugue in D minor, are face-down bullets affected by my unique ability? No, your face-down bullets have no color. Even when cleared, they will never be affected by your unique ability. For Ekolu, are 3 bullets all numbers when placing? No, only when they are in her sight. For Youngja, If she has a bullet in the bottom right corner of her sight and moves it diagonally down with her action, what happens? It clears as per her unique ability because it does not move into her hitbox. That's the end of the gameplay section of the rulebook, and now I'm going to go into a little bit of the lore about our heroines. Aldehyde Beckenbauer, a scholar obsessed with unraveling the secrets of music lost in the collapse of the old world. These she integrates into her unique style of musical alchemy to create new wonders. Personnel: race, human, Romanian. Power, musical alchemy. Occupation, musician, composer. Age, 18. Height, 5 foot 8 inches. Birthplace, Transylvania, Romania. Current location, Eisenach, Germany. Likes, her replica antique violin composing music, her boyfriend Claude. Dislikes, black coffee, current music trends, traffic. Aldehyde practices a very common power on Earth known as musical alchemy, the manifestation of magical powers via sound. The power is dictated by the genre of music performed. Aldehyde practices an old world genre of music discovered after studying many archaeological finds. This classic style allows her to tap into primal elements, weaving torrents of fire or sheets of ice into her surrounding. Most practitioners of musical alchemy only have enough will to subtly affect those around them, putting an idea into someone's head or changing the colors on the dance floor. Hearing a live performance from Aldehyde could literally chill listeners to the bone or cause them to spontaneously combust. So she normally releases her songs on digital media. Her success under the alias Bach allowed her to abandon her educational pursuits to focus fully on her career as a musician. She lives a quiet life with her cat Beethoven and her boyfriend Claude. Eventually, she'd like to try her hand at other artistic pursuits. Perhaps that game thing that Claude busies himself with. For now, she's content with perfecting her current craft and coming up with a composition that will move the world. Gameplay, difficulty, easy. With her high-tech music equipment and unique sound, she can tune bullets to any color she chooses, allowing her to compose the configuration on her patterns much easier than other heroines. Playing correctly can allow you to keep these wild bullets in play for multiple rounds, increasing your capability to finish multiple patterns at once. Ekolu Kapakani, leader of a triangle-based cult, strives to become closer to divinity via triangles. Personnel: race, 2/3 human, Hawaiian, 1/3 geometron, triangle. Power, manipulation of triangles. Occupation, high centroid triometron. Age, 33. Height, 5 foot 1 inches. Birthplace, unknown, Hawaii. Current location, Bermuda. Likes, physical triangles, contemplating the divine shapes. Dislikes, past attempts at understanding the divine shapes. Ekolu, and many that came before her, devote their lives to the divine shape of the triangle. Passages teach of the shape that will point one towards divinity if one only knows how to walk its path. She gathers all that will listen, teaching them her beliefs. Her teachings are strict, and any that fail to practice what she preaches suffers the consequences. Those that have failed in the past, famous mathematicians and philosophers, bring her no end of grief. For too long has the sacred shape been tarnished. Its glory must be restored by her hand alone. Heeding whispers only she can hear, Ekolu realizes that the time of her ascension is at hand, and her vigilance shall soon be rewarded. Gameplay, difficulty, easy. Ekolu uses her connection to the sacred shape to cast divine judgment on those who cross her path. If she is able to complete all 3 patterns each round, all bullets with the number 3 in her sight are sent directly to the opponent. To reflect the shackles of her imperfect form, she must preserve with only 9 patterns, 6 AP, and 3 life. Esfir Volkova. With her strong sense of duty and a burning wish to protect the planet, Esfir is often hot-headed, but her heart is always in the right place. Personnel: race, human, Russian. Power, manipulation of gravity. Occupation, marshal, Russian armed forces. Age, 14. Height, 4 feet 6 inches. Birthplace, Lake Vivi, Siberia. Evankia District, Russia. Current location, Moscow, Russia. Likes, winning, boxing, borscht. Dislikes, waiting, losing, invaders. Esfir grew up in a military family, her father being the previous marshal. When he was killed in action during a particularly large-scale alien invasion, the Russian armed forces were in a state of disarray. With no one in the chain of command having enough nerve to pull everyone together, Esfir stepped up to take the place her father once held. Though lacking any formal military experience or training, Esfir had two things going for her: an aggressive personality and a new power that would change her life. Esfir's power of manipulation gravity sharply turned the tides of the battle, reducing the invading force to dust and making Russia's military might second to none. She remains one of the most powerful individuals on Earth, and her words carry just as much weight as her power. Other countries view her reckless, stubborn personality as a danger to the Earth, but all would agree that Earth might not be around if it weren't for her. Gameplay, difficulty, easy. Esfir's gravity manipulation is reflected in her unique actions. She can move bullets in her sight much more freely than other heroines. Her unique ability allows her access to more patterns than other heroines. These two mechanics make for a very straightforward heroine, giving her a wider range of patterns to choose from, while making it easier to set up for them. Lingling Xiao, the oldest daughter of the Xiao family. Her drive to produce cutting-edge technology is second to none, though the technology she obsesses over has been viewed as impractical at best. Inventor of solid holograms, or solograms. Personnel, race, human, Chinese. Power, integration of technology. Occupation, staff, Xiao Technology Innovations Department. Age, 19. Height, 5 feet, 4 inches. Birthplace, Beijing, China. Hayden District, Zhongyongkun. Location, Beijing, China. Hayden District, Zhongyongkun. I apologize if I said that horribly. Likes, her hologram generator, designing, progress. Dislikes, import shipping fees, YNN, alien life form T-37R. Xiao Technical's innovations have allowed highly advanced technology to be affordable to the masses. As a member of the Innovations Department, Lingling strives to create technologies worthy of her family name. Her magnum opus is the Hologram Generator, version 2.23, a device that creates holograms which can solidify into tangible matter. With her power to integrate technologies into her form, she is able to use this generator to phase her body and create anything she desires at will. She rarely leaves her lab, being fully self-sufficient between her own inventions and the constant stream of deliveries, some of which aren't marked with dubious labels. Her peers view her inventions as impractical at best and try to ignore the endless stream of dialogue and noise coming from her lab at all hours of the day. Peers that visit her talk of nonsensical terms and theorems. Even her 8 younger siblings find her overbearing, walking out with a variety of strange gifts. Little do they know her eccentricities stem from something much more dire than they could imagine. Gameplay, difficulty, easy. Lingling views bullets as no more than trivial series of numbers that, when configured correctly, result in nothing more than progress towards a greater goal. The higher the number on the bullet she adds, the greater number she clears out of the shape of her pattern. If she adds too high, however, she clears within her pattern, breaking forms she could use as the basis for future patterns. Marielle Martin, a loner who constantly seeks out new projects to occupy her. She jumps at the opportunity to get involved in any situation where her powers can be of use, but isn't above causing trouble herself just to alleviate her boredom. Personnel, race, human, American. Power, function imparting. Occupation, acting director, Waitress Valmora, Municipal Development Department. Age 18. Height, 5 feet, 6 inches. Birthplace, San Francisco, California. Current location, Waitress Valmora, New Mexico. Likes, paper, doing anything, old world movies. Dislikes, paper cuts, boredom, rain. Marielle, or Mary as she prefers, was never content with an average life. School, family, friends, nothing she engaged with staved off her ever-creeping nemesis, boredom. At age 14, Marielle decided to leave home, setting her sights towards the vast abandoned expanses of New Mexico. Surely there, in the desolate wasteland left behind from magic missile tests and alien invasions, she'd find the space to do something truly interesting. Upon arrival, all she found was ruins of a lost age, which was expected, but also vast quantities of paper. Whether bound in leather or adorning the walls with multicolored patterns, this old-world art form was everywhere, disposed of by a modern era with no need for unnecessary trinkets. Rebuilding society seemed just as interesting as anything else around, so she started folding paper. Lights for buildings, cars for streets. She didn't question why any of it worked, she just kept folding. Sitting atop the highest skyscraper in the newly formed city of Waltris Valmora, she realized it would take a lot more than this to keep her boredom at bay. Gameplay, difficulty, hard. Mary gets involved in anything she thinks will keep her busy. So in-game, she's more than ready to get into the action by physically putting herself in her own sight. Being able to interact with bullets directly allows her to knock them around her board, like a sliding puzzle, or just remove them outright if they get too close. She also counts as a bullet in a pinch, when you need to complete patterns. Rai Akagi, a short-tempered girl with plans to bring the Yakuza back to its former glory. Personnel, race, human, Japanese. Power, fixation on time and space. Occupation, Kumucho, Akagi clan. Age 22. Height, 5 feet, 11 inches. Birthplace, Osaka, Japan. Current location, Tokyo, Japan. Likes, Asteroids baseball team, fighting, winning. Dislikes, losing, eggs, cowards. Rai had always been fascinated with the stories of the Yakuza, a famous group of people that existed in Japan's past. Much of the information about their organization has been lost to time, but what little is known about their members has made them legendary mythological figures. A united family, thousands of members strong, each with the strength of 10 men. Rai intends to bring back this organization with her own 2 hands, gathering the strongest people she can find and putting herself at the head. Why? It seemed like a good idea at the time. When she's not forcefully challenging potential candidates, Rai can be found at her local baseball stadium, cheering on her favorite team in the league, the Asteroids. They may not have ever won a game, but she's sure that this year will be something special. With her involvement in the Yakuza, at least they have some more fans to cheer them on from the stands, whether they want to or not. Gameplay, difficulty, hard. Rai has the power to fixate her body on a specific point in time or space, allowing her to build up force to unleash powerful attacks or shrug off damage by never having taken it in the first place. Thankfully for her opponents, she uses this power subconsciously and is unaware of how it works. So catching her off guard is always a possibility. In-game, she uses this power to stay in the fight as long as possible. Each of her patterns indicate a color she is safe from being hit by, if that is the top pattern of her discard. She is also the only heroine to be able to recover from damage, forcing other players to constantly keep her limited 2 life in mind. Senka Kasun, a professional hitman, indulges in vices as a way to pass the present and forget about the past. Personnel, race, human, Siberian. Power, living dead. Ability to pull people from the past into the present. Occupation, protector, day, hitwoman, night. Age, 27. Height, 5 feet, 5 inches. Birthplace, Rosica, Kladovo, Siberia. Current location, Rome, Italy. Likes, cigarettes, smokings, old world movies. Dislikes, clients, her reputation, her past. During the day, Senka protects average citizens from extraterrestrial threats as a protector. In largely populated areas, magic users are often hired to protect people as a backup if conventional weaponry fails. While death has been kept to a minimum in the area where these people are hired, they are still too few to fully stop the destruction that stems from those beyond the stars. At night, she prowls the criminal underworld as a professional hitman. She never meets directly with her clients and always finishes the job within minutes of accepting. Feared by all who know of her skill, she has earned the nickname The Bulk, after a savage creature from her homeland. Anyone experiencing her living dead power quickly meets their end, along with anyone that sees it shortly thereafter. Gameplay, difficulty, hard. Senka wields her shape-changing bioweapon, Catherine, into the fray, targeting any bullets that come into her sights. She places crosshairs down, which her patterns require as a part of their configuration. Each crosshair can form its own configuration, so each pattern can activate multiple times if each of your crosshairs show the correct requirements. Youngja Kim. Becoming a ghost with her strong will to survive, Youngja loves to scare people and play pranks. Personnel. Race, human, Korean. Power, Guishin form, object possession. Occupation, none. Age, 371, appears 11. Height, 4 feet, 7 inches. Birthplace, Yeonjin, South Korea. Current location, Seoul National University Hospital, Seoul, South Korea. Likes, her MP3 player, pranks, screams. dislikes, silence, oblivious people, ghosts. Youngja currently resides in an abandoned hospital in Seoul where she terrorizes any that come near. She derives endless joy from this, coming up with creative ways to utilize her surroundings for new pranks. Her ghostly form and powers make this trivial, utilizing the entire hospital for her mischievous whims. The recent surge of magical powers amongst the people and defense against alien invaders have boldened the populace, causing them to investigate the mysterious hospital haunting. Youngja excitedly views this as a chance to test her centuries of skill against a new set of challengers. In her youth, she was afflicted with a form of bone cancer that required immediate surgery to be rectified. Tragically, the surgery went awry and she was left at death's door. She awoke in a wheelchair, confused but happy that she seemed to have survived. What pleased her more was her newfound powers, that quickly made the hospital deserted. Since then, she has forgotten most of her past, except for the thrill of screams around her. Gameplay, difficulty, hard. Youngja plays a very different game than most heroines, using her powers of manipulation to affect bullets in her sight. Each of her patterns have arrows that move bullets in the direction indicated. If a bullet would move out of her sight, it is cleared and sent to the opponent. In this way, she literally throws bullets at her enemies. This unique way of movement allows other bullets to be pushed along with it, affecting large sections of her sight at once to set up for future placements. And that is the full Bullet rulebook. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I thoroughly enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a nice, quick game to play in between games. It's like an energizer. You will be out of breath while playing it. I know when we play it, I feel like I'm not breathing, or I feel like I'm running a race because I'm just trying to move so quickly to clear the bullets. I've never played with the bullets that came with the game. We got Bullet Heart as a Kickstarter and it had the upgraded bullet tokens, which I highly recommend if you're going to get this game. I think it makes it a lot easier to play. One thing about the rulebook that I don't agree with is the difficulty of the heroines. Now we have Aldehyde as an easy difficulty, which is fine. Ekolu as an easy difficulty, which I do not agree with. Her need for triangles in very specific and slightly odd shapes makes her a lot more difficult to play with than she first appears. So I would maybe recommend not playing with her in your first round. Sphere is an easy difficulty. She doesn't have too much going for her. She's honestly one of the least complicated characters, with her unique ability being fairly minimal impact. Ling Ling is interesting, but she likes math. And if you don't like math, you're not gonna like Ling Ling. You do have to do mental addition pretty fast. Again, you only have 3 minutes if you're playing with the time version. So I would put it in more medium difficulty, but that's not really a place that exists within these walls. Mariel is said to be hard. I've heard she's not that difficult. I have not actually played her myself yet, but I think she would be in difficulty easy from what I've seen and what I've heard. Rai is difficulty hard, and I agree with that. She's got 2 lives and she's got a lot going on for her. She's a boom and bust character, very much a glass cannon, so I definitely agree with that difficulty. Senka is interesting because she's a difficulty hard, but I really don't think she is that difficult. While you do have to kind of keep up the idea of where your crosshairs are, your AP and unique abilities allow you to manipulate the board. I would put her at a difficulty medium, leaning towards easy. I don't think she is the truly hard difficulty that others might think she is. I think the extra components might have been a very big indicator in putting her in the hard difficulty class. And lastly, we've got Youngja. She is difficulty hard, and I definitely agree with that. I still don't fully understand how Youngja works, even when I play her. She confuses me, and I love every moment of it. If you can't tell, I really do love Bullet. I've already done a review video on it on the Makecraft Game YouTube channel. It's just such a fun game. I know that level 99 has a very anime aesthetic, which is a very big turnoff for a lot of people. If you can kind of move past that and just enjoy the game itself, it's so much fun. It's one of the few real-time games that I really, really enjoy. That's the rulebook for Bullet. Thanks for listening to Reading Rulebooks. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any game or rulebook you want to hear about, leave a comment below any Reading Rulebook YouTube video. Also, check out makecraftgame.com for more content. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time on Reading Rulebooks.